Election with Jon-Christopher, White House correspondent for Real Political News. Hello, JCB.
Hello, Clive. It's wonderful to hear your voice. I hope everything was great on your little vacances.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I've forgotten all about that. It's amazing how quickly these things come and go, and you get back into the swing of things.
Yeah,
So you must be really in the swing of it at the moment. What have we got? 2 days basically left?
It's insane. I mean, it's crazy. I've been involved in campaigns since JFK as a youngster, but I mean, this is really the one that has so much at stake, and it's so narrow, and only a sliver of our voting population will decide in like 3 days exactly what's going on. And I think it's Tuesday, as you know. And we have an interesting little event just popped up that my pool friends, my reporters, White House pool reporters, just said that Kamala Harris's motorcade just pulled up to 30 Rockefeller Center, and that means I've done soap operas from there. That's where NBC is, and that's where Saturday Night Live is. So the thought is that she's going to be going on Saturday Night Live tonight with Maya Rudolph, who does an impersonation of her. So it's going to be dueling Kamala. So it should be a lot of fun for your audience to watch if they can stay up a little longer.
So they're really pulling out all the stops, of course. But in the end, it's too close to call, I presume. I mean, can we read anything into all of these different polls that we're hearing about?
I believe that the polls are, indicator on the broader scale. But the real issue is what happens on Tuesday when the voters get to the polls, the election booths, or when they put in their mail-in ballots, when that's all recorded. If Donald Trump doesn't get out and preempt it and say it's fixed already, which he's done before, and I think that if there's a proper count, which there should be, I think we'll find out late Tuesday night or early on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday.
Really? You don't think it'll go on for weeks or months even?
Well, I mean, there'll be a lot of protesting, and I think that the Harris has assembled a large group of lawyers across the country to stand up to any of the contentions that Trump may say it's rigged, et cetera, et cetera.
So that's assuming she wins. Is that what you are assuming at the moment?
Well, I'm assuming. First of all, I've been around long enough to assume nothing. But
Yes.
No matter, I mean, if JFK came and walked out and said, "I'm the winner," Donald Trump would say, "Who are you? I never heard of you." Harris is counting on reliable voters. Trump is counting on low propensity voters, and he's going after the new young dudes, and he's going after the macho dudes, and he's going after that, and he's going to try like heck to get him through. And he's been saying some outrageous things. I know you've been hearing them. And does he get disqualified for what he says about 9 guns shooting in the face of Liz Cheney? I mean, he's so angry. He wants recrimination, and going after Liz Cheney doesn't do him well for the rock Republicans who we've often talked about. But I mean, everything is up for grabs right now, and I think it's a crazy weekend, and it's going to be it's early voting. There are many, many more women voting because there's so much at stake for women with the abortion issue, et cetera, and their health issues, that Donald Trump wants to just set them all asunder.
So when we have a general election, the exit polls are pretty important, and normally you can tell from the exit poll fairly clearly what's going to happen. Will that happen in the USA? What are the exit polls like?
The exit polls may be off right now. I mean, unlike the UK, which you have such normal and very calm elections. I saw your Tory results today. My goodness. Yeah, you can compete with us for the most dynamic election year of all, but I give you credit. But I think the exit polls may not be really that substantial. Women might be lying. Are you ready for this? There's a whole new concept about.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah,
this whole thing about women and the turning out women and the concept of the Handmaid's Tale, where women aren't telling their husbands who they're voting for, And I think Julia Roberts and others have an ad out there saying, women, vote who you want, and you don't have to tell a soul. It's your own personal message to the country. And I think that's first time ever I've seen that. I mean, I've heard about that growing up in America, especially with my mom. But I'm going to tell you, this is a whole new ball game here, and it's going to be a very interesting night. But you really don't know who's going to win. I mean, look what Trump did last time. He held it off. He challenged it. But the Democrats are really up to thwarting the shenanigans that the GOP might be trying to pull.
So if let's assume, I'm not assuming anything, as you rightly say, but if Harris were to win, then we will imagine that that will not be the end of the story, and presumably there'll be all sorts of legal challenges, and Trump will say it's a fix, and there'll be a lot of that going on, and it could go all the way through to January and beyond. If it's the other way around, what happens then, do you think? Will there still be some outrage and uproar, or will Democrats say, fair and square, okay, we'll sort out a peaceful handover?
Well, I mean, the Democrats, as always, as long as I can remember, including Hillary, I remember the night just 2 blocks from here where Al Gore, who was after the count in Florida, where Al Gore came up and said, look, I concede. I lost, and that's it. I hand it over. You know, George W. Bush is now the president of the United States, and Al Gore got out of the residency, I believe, the next day. But we have a unique individual here with Donald Trump, someone who feels he's been persecuted and is a martyr all his life. I remember since he's a teenager, this is how he's been, and he's going to fight this. This is what's keeping him out of the. It's the voters, it's the election or the slammer. I mean, he may be going to jail. There are so many cases against him that he knows, and he's not a youngster. He knows that if he doesn't win, and if he wins, he can just kind of wipe all of these out because he's the president of the United States. He can eliminate all these charges. There's a few that he can't, but he will try to do that. And I think that's what we're in store for. And it's kind of sickening, and it's frightening, and it's a little bit scary here on a Saturday night.
So what do you do on election night, as it were? Take me through the day, and do you end up sort of staying up long into the night? How does it work? Because that's how it works here.
Oh, I'll be making plenty of pots of coffee throughout the night. And I think the polls close. We have, unlike the UK, we have 3 different time zones.
Oh, of course, yes.
We have the East, we have the Mid, we have the Mountain. No, 4, and we have the Pacific. So we have 4 time zones, which are 3 hours apart. And now the crazy of all, in a couple of hours, we're going to be closer to you in our time, because we're going back to be 5 hours different from the UK. We're 4 hours at the moment. So the timing is crazy. Everybody's kind of not knowing what to do. But the polls close in Washington and New York at one time, and then in Chicago another time, then Denver another time, and then L.A. and San Francisco another time. So we won't know until they come in. It'll be staggered. So it's going to be a crazy night, but it will be interesting, and there will be a lot of information going on, and I'll be happy to be here all night, standing by for the wonderful people at LBC to report anything that I know or don't know.
Well, I have a feeling, you know more about this than me, but I have a feeling it won't be in British time. It won't be till the next morning that we'll have much of an idea of what's happening. And it could even come down to very minor differences in certain states. I'm told some states could take much longer to do the count, and we could be waiting a few days even. Is that possible, do you think?
Well, early voters in some states cannot be counted until Election Day. And we have a lot of early voters that have come in, some of them from abroad. I know my wife and I had early voted a few days ago, and they're not counting them till Election Day. And each state has different voter rules. I mean, we have 50 states, Clive. We have different voting rules. We have different liquor laws, different gun laws. It's all into 50 different jurisdictions, which is absolutely insane and crazy. But we'll get through. We'll muddle through, as we say.
And tell me, have you got a gut feeling then? I know who you want to win, but what, have you got a gut feeling about this? Is it too close to call, or would you make a prediction?
Well, I remember in 2016, everyone was saying that Hillary's going to win. And I knew Hillary. She got me involved in politics when I met her years ago. And I was very fond of her, still am. She and Bill don't live far from here, from where I live. But I have to tell you, I didn't think she would win. And a lot of people said, well, the polls say this, the polls say that. I said, I don't think she's going to win. And the fact is, I was right, unfortunately. But this year, I think that the surge, now it's not, they had two surges. When Joe Biden made his selfless move to pull himself out, and I think he did it for the benefit of the country because he knew he was not going to win. But the stakes are so high, especially for women. And I think women will do this. This will be another year of the woman, and we will see that women will be victorious. And I say that as a man, and I wrote this in a very many tweets, that I feel I've always been enamored and very, very supportive of powerful women. I married one, my mother was one, my grand was one, and I think that they will carry the day, and I think they will put an amazing woman, Kamala Harris, into the White House.
We will see. JCB, thank you very much. Jon-Christopher there, White House correspondent for Real Political News. More calls coming in just a moment.